Well, good evening, Manhattan Beach. How's everybody doing tonight? If we have not had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is, I'll stand up and get a better view of this great crowd. My name is McPhee. Back in the middle of our trumpet section is my brother McPhee, and together we are the leaders of the McPhee Big Band. This concert that we have prepared for you tonight has been in the works for a good few months, and we just have an incredible band, as you just heard from on the last two songs. They're just so incredible, and I'm so excited to share what we have for you tonight. We have a great variety of music. Ewan and I are very passionate about performing with a big band, which can consist of different combinations of instruments, but traditionally it's what you'll see up here. We have 5 saxophone players, we have 4 trombone players, we have 4 trumpets out there in the back, and then we got a rock band over here. This is our rhythm section. We have a drummer, a bassist on both the big looking violin thing over there. I think that's an upright bass, and his electric bass, and then we have keyboard and guitar as well. And we have a few more surprises along the way for you tonight. I'd like to let you guys know about the first 2 songs we just performed. Both of them were arranged by a big inspiration of mine. His name is Gordon Goodwin, recently passed away, and we want to keep his legacy alive and keep performing his music because he's one of the all-time great big band composers and arrangers. The first tune we played was called Hit the Ground Running and was more of a funky one. And that second tune was his swinging style version of the song Beauty and the Beast from the movie Beauty and the Beast. And he arranged it in the style of the great big bands of old, like Count Basie and Duke Ellington. That's one of our favorite charts to play. On that tune, you heard from our piano player, Mr. Luke Van Wy. And then after Luke, you heard from Manhattan Beach's own Morgan Griffiths on the tenor saxophone. And I'm very excited to keep this set rolling tonight, as you're going to hear from many more soloists tonight. I'm just so excited that you guys chose to spend your Saturday evening with us. So we're going to keep things rolling. This next chart is called Getting Kinda Friendly by Tom Coombs. Yeah, once again, that was Get Kind of Friendly by Tom Kubis. Let me introduce the wonderful soloists that you heard on that tune. First, we heard from Mr. Luke Caruth on the trombone. And we'll have that solo. Please give him a wave. Following Luke, from the trumpet section, we have Mr. Justin Gilmore Gresham. And then finally, we have my good friend, Mr. Cameron Westmoreland on the baritone saxophone. Let me ask, by show of hands, are there any jazz musicians in the audience? Any musicians yourselves? I see maybe a few hands. I was talking to Cameron just before our sound check about this song, and we were noticing that this song is what we call a contrafact in the jazz world. It borrows the changes of a very famous jazz song called Just Friends, hence the title, Get Me Kinda Friendly. And this happened on another gig when we played another one of Tom Kubis' arrangements called On Purple Porpoise Parkway, and that was a contrafact of On Green Dolphin Street, the famous jazz song. So Tom Kubis has some clever titles that he does there, and both the times we performed both those charts, I only realized it the day of. Despite, I guess maybe I don't know the tunes as well as I thought I did, but, it's always room for improvement. You've gotten to meet the incredible members of our McPhee Big Band. For this next portion of our set, I'm going to welcome up a very special guest. Please, if you can put your hands together for our guest vocalist, Miss Kate Krella. I've known Kate a long time, and I'll tell you a little bit more about her. You'll get to hear from her after a few songs. And so the first song that Kate is going to perform for us is an arrangement by Calamao of a Rodgers and Hammerstein tune called Hello, Young Lovers. Thank you so much, everybody. That was our first tune with Kate. We have many more for you tonight. It's called Hello, Young Lovers. One more round of applause for Kate. She's so awesome. And also taking the solo on that tune and taking the Lead of the saxophone section on that one was Mr. Eric Crenshaw on the alto saxophone. I think it's appropriate to say Kate and I go way back. She was my high school teacher. She was my choir teacher, and I joined choir my senior year despite being mostly a band kid. And I think we got some more band kids in the audience, but just because you're a band kid doesn't mean you can't do choir, right? And that's what she told me because, I think I went to some sort of choir event that they were having, and she's like, just please join choir, you won't regret it, it's going to be awesome. And I think she just, wanted more male voices in the choir. So I did a good job of recruiting. And of course, in addition to directing the choirs at Miracosta High School, where I graduated from, she's also the music director here at Manhattan Beach Community Church. Directing the music for all of the services here, as well as the choir that runs here, that Ewan actually sings in. So you guys, probably some of you in the audience know Ewan a little better than me. Yeah. I'll get him on the mic at some point, but right now he's locked in on his lead trumpet responsibilities. So we're gonna keep things going with Kate here. We have a really fun one. This next one, let's see if any of you know what this one is. I'll wait to tell you which one it is, but I think you'll get it pretty quick. of September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. On that tune, you heard once again from Kate on the vocals, and then you heard from Mr. Noah Strauss on the guitar. Noah, I just met Noah yesterday. You had known him from a little bit before, but he just came into the band yesterday in our rehearsal and just hopped right in there and is absolutely killing it. It's been great having Noah so far. Also on that chart, holding down the lead trumpet responsibilities was Mr. Benny Carruth. Let's give him a hand. Absolutely screaming on that. Gordon Goodwin, who I previously mentioned, arranged the first two songs we performed and then did this arrangement in September. He does not go easy on any of the parts, but especially not on the trumpet parts. He's not forgiven. He writes it pretty high, pretty loud, and both Benny and Ewan just absolutely kill it on lead in this band, and so great to listen to them. I'm going to hand things over to Kate for a little bit and give her a chance to talk about what she does here at the church, and whatever else you want to talk about. Okay. You have the floor, so awesome. Let's give a hand to Kate Crowell.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you all to Manhattan Beach Community Church. Miles stole my punchline, which was that I was his high school choir director, so it's very weird to hear him say Kate, not Miss Krellin, but I gave him permission. And then Ewan is my current choir member, so it's whoa. But very sad Ewan couldn't do choir in high school, but he's making up for it by being in choir now. We're so happy to have the McPhee Big Band here. Since Ewan joined our team here at MBCC, we've been wanting them to perform after being in Long Beach, and so we're excited to have them here tonight. If you'd like to hear more jazz here at MBCC, we actually have a program insert you can see when the lights are on later. We have a jazz mass during our next service on May 31st, where Ewan and the choir will be singing, with Chris on drums, and we'll be having a jazz mass. This is May 31st during the service, written by Bob Chilcott. And then during the summer, we will be having a Jazz Vespers evening service during Golden Hour out in the courtyard with all jazz music. So thanks again, thanks for coming tonight and for supporting these awesome musicians. Without further ado, here is You and the Night and the Music.
Okay, here we go. One, two, three, and... in this first set of music with one more tune. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back with more. This tune is going to feature who I can tell is already a fan favorite, Mr. Ewan McPhee. You'll also hear from Luke on the piano and Chris on the drums. This chart is called I Feel Pretty. Take it away, Chris. I Do a tribute from West Side Story, the musical West Side Story, arranged by Colin Allen. You heard from Luke Van White on the piano. Let's give him a hand. You heard from Christopher Nall, they were there just there at the end on the drum set. And finally, please keep your round of applause going for the co-band leader of the McPhee Big Band, Mr. Ewan McPhee on the drums. This concludes our first half of music. You guys are an absolutely fantastic crowd, and you and I could not be more thrilled to be doing this concert here in our hometown of Manhattan Beach for you guys. So we're going to take about a 10-minute intermission, and we'll be back with some more music in the meantime. Please grab some concessions, please enjoy each other's company, and we'll be back with more. Thank you so much.